Hello everybody and welcome back. You know who it is, it's Creative Redundancy back again, also known as CR. And of course you could tell by the title, it's time for creation mode time. And some chit chat. Now obviously to be honest, I'm not always in creation mode, but I am in creation mode 98.6% of the time. Because obviously I'm human and can't per se always be in creation mode. I mean, like, come on, I gotta sleep and do that other stuff too, right? Now, again, I'll state it, I'm no expert in survivalism, bushcrafting, or the preparedness part. Just trying to learn more and put that knowledge into something constructive. Now with that said, grab that thinking cap, and let's dive into some creation mode and expand the mind with some creating. Even if things or ideas don't pan out like you planned out or whatever, at least one tried and maybe learned something new. Because you never know until you try. Alright, let me whip out the side chat here. So, intro. One static image, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Got the YouTube magnet here, like always, which is actually my place marker for my display, so you know I can kind of stay in frame. Actually, just give me a second here. I gotta turn on a different light here. Ooh, sorry about that. Okay, come on, white balance. Yeah, that should be bright. Oh yeah, that's nice and bright now. Yeah, leave it up to have a shadow for my webcam. So hopefully everyone's doing alright. Enjoying or enjoyed their weekend. So now before I really start the creation mode, just want to get a few things out of the way, some chit chat stuff here. First and foremost, let me welcome everyone with a big welcome and smiley face on the side chat here. And of course, feel free to give your constructive feedback on whatever the topic is. You know, there's no stupid questions on my channel. As in, like, you know, well, you know what I mean. There's no stupid questions. Just because. Oh, hey! What's up? What's up, Huntsman Outdoors? Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate the channel support. So, let's see, what do I say? Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no stupid questions in here. You can ask whatever you want. We're all here to learn. Like I said, I'm no expert. I'm just trying to learn like everyone else. Just a student. You know, hell, I'm still a student in creating. Still learning more. And, you know, and discovering more and all that stuff. I mean, there's so much just to learn and, you know, to improve oneself. And pretty much that's why I started the channel, but in a nutshell. give me 1 sec, I'm just getting situated right here. So, not that I'll show this first, but you'll see a creation mode with it in a little bit, is this tin right here. Now you can see there's a reflective type marker on here, and I've actually sanded down the paint off of this. It used to be, if you can see here, you might be able to notice that. It used to be a Kotex tin. yeah, I have a Kotex tin. See the inside. I'm gonna see if I can create something with this. Create another kit with this. I used to actually have another kit in here, but I'm gonna see if I can change it out. Let's see. Yes, exactly. Huntsman Outdoors, constant state of evolution. I like that. I like that saying. I might actually start using that saying. Yeah, constant state of evolution. Growing, becoming better. So yeah, this tin will come back into the live stream in a bit. Just grabbing some props every so often. So first thing here is I'm trying to reuse something here. Now I know everyone knows what it is, but so clothing, like, you know, everyone wears clothing per se. Well, most people anyways. Now things happen with clothing. You get rips in it, you tear it up, you burn it from a campfire because, you know, sparks get onto it. You outgrow it, you bleach it and it gets stained or stuff like that. Now there's one thing you can do with some articles of clothing, and there's probably more uses you could do with articles of clothing. Now, for example, any type of denim, jeans, a jean jacket. So here's a little swatch right here of denim right here. Now, this is basically cotton, as everyone's aware. Now this stuff could be used like a fire starter. And of course, if anyone watches my channel or knows about, you know, preparedness or well, even bushcrafting to a certain extent, or survivalism, knows that you can char this stuff. So basically what you're doing is making something similar to like charcoal, but it's more like a cloth or a swatch. Basically it'll turn black. It'll be basically like a swatch or material of carbon, and that takes like a flame, spark, or heat source very easily, even from like a dead lighter, for example. Now another thing you can do with this, which I've also started to do, is, if I can remember where I just put it. Well, this ain't the right example, but some of the seams on there, for example, you can use it, like, everyone's familiar with the seams on like jeans or whatever. You can actually, if you cut that along the seam, like in between, right, and leave the seam together, you can actually kind of make like a cotton version of cordage. So you can, you know, maybe put that onto something or whatever and kind of use it like cordage. So if you want to put it like with something that's related to fire, for example, you can do that, because you can always char it after, if you, or char it if need be. I mean, sometimes, like, a lot of the times I'll put it on like a carpenter pencil sharpener, just as a lanyard for that carpenter pencil sharpener. And you know, if I need to, I can always char it to make char cloth. Especially if, you know, something like punk wood or something similar isn't available. So I have that. Now another thing about this kind of denim jean, denim jacket type of material is, especially with something as long as this, which is pretty long, and the wider, the long, nah, not the length, but how wide it is, you can also use it, especially if it's long enough, similar to like how you would use maybe a bandana for to keep cool with water. Like you would soak a bandana and keep your head cool or neck cool. And you can do it with denim too. Now denim is thicker than a bandana. It might hold the water a little bit longer, keep your neck, if it's around your neck or your forehead or whatever, a little bit cooler. I think this piece I have right here is pretty big. Like obviously I didn't cut it that great, but I can use something like this, soak it in water, wrap it around my forehead to keep my forehead cool. And it's long enough so I can like kind of tie it or secure it on the back of my head, for example. So that's a good way to reuse something like denim, especially, you know, you outgrow it, it's bleach stained or it's already got holes in it, and you know, maybe you've already have a bunch of shorts, so you're not making it into shorts or whatever, something like that. So there's a lot of potential with just denim itself. I mean, I have a scavenging video that I shown. It's coming up to a year now, where I actually found a pair of jeans. Now, obviously, if you find something like that, probably wash it first before you use it, right? But I found a pair of jeans. I think this is actually the pair. I brought it back home during this one winter time, and it's just like I washed it in a washer, made sure it was clean beforehand, right? And it wasn't actually stained, but the jeans were too big, and I didn't know who to give it to. I'm like, oh, what should I do with it? There's some potential in it. Then I'm like, oh yeah, I can char it. Then I was like, oh wait a second, it's gone, and it's thicker too. Maybe I can make it into like similar to a bandana, a little bit thicker and stuff. Now I'm hoping to actually, now I haven't attempted this yet, but I don't see why not. It wouldn't work, but to bleach it so it turns white, or like a lighter color. So if I'm using this, for example, to keep my forehead cool or whatever, white tends to reflect sunlight much, well, better than something darker. So hopefully it wouldn't dry out as fast. But I have to attempt that. I haven't attempted that yet. I might try it with just this little strip that I have right here. And of course, depending on, like, I could probably use this as cordage to a certain degree. Also, it's not gonna be as great as paracord or something like that, but you know, it might be useful. So a good way to reuse something like denim. Let me read that again. Find some outdoors here. A simple line of advice, especially in the more challenging times. Naturally, stress triggers evolution, forces change to overcome the new challenges. So hard times are the most powerful times. Oh wow, that's well said. Well said. That's so well said, I might actually screenshot that to refer to. Yeah, I might do that after the live stream and just... Yeah, that's very well said, man. Yeah, sometimes... what's it called, problems bring the best out of you, because you're gonna overcome it, problem solve it, maybe think outside the box a little, and you realize, hey, I'm per se smarter than I think. I can think of a solution here. So yeah, that's awesome. Oh, coming back to the denim here, what I like to do is roll it up. So I would roll it up, you know, something this size I can easily fit in pocket or whatever. You know, obviously this size isn't gonna keep me cool as long as something bigger, but at least I could put it around my forehead, for example, around my neck. I've done it before. And you can use something like a ranger band, like I have right here, bicycle inner tube that's cut. Lots of uses for a bicycle inner tube, just to keep it together. So, I mean, there's gonna be secondary uses here. Obviously, fire. Like, you could fray this kind of material up, so it catches the spark, especially if it's dry, obviously. Saturated in something or whatever. Use it as a fire starter, like I said. So lots of uses for denim. Especially if, you know, like I said, if it's worn down already, or, you know, you get it for cheap at the thrift store or a secondhand store, you know, quite useful. So coming back to like the clothing part here, another part of the clothing that, you know, especially if you're, like, I guess if you found it, that's one thing, but maybe it's something you you know, whatever, like for example a hoodie. Everyone's familiar with a hoodie, a pullover, something like that. Now a lot, or like an old jacket, you've worn it down, it's ripped, and you're like, instead of just throwing it out necessarily right away, there's a few things you could perhaps reuse from something like that. Now, I'm just not sure it, but it'll make more sense. Now, here's a blue piece right here. Now, this is actually the zipper from something. I'm trying to remember where this came from. A piece of air material that I had. I think it was like from something, but it's zipper. Now, this zipper, depending on, you know, the quality and stuff like that, you can actually cut it along the zipper part, so keep the zipper part together, and kind of use this like cordage if you wanted to. Now obviously, again, this is not gonna have the tensile strength as something like paracord or something like that, but it's something you can reuse. Just maybe, you know, reuse at home, give it a second, you know, put it back in a useful state. Like, you, I mean, I could make, like right here, I got the arbor knot right here, as you can tell, Canadian jam knot, slip kind of knot. So, and technically, you can also, with zipper, and no pun intended, you can use the zipper and make a zipper chains in it. So you can actually braid this. So you can do something like that. Obviously, the longer it is, the more you have, and obviously various colors. Like I said, there's probably you know, whatever colors probably exist. Zippers probably exist in different colors, black, blue, whatever, right? Of course, I can unzipper this zipper chains in it very easily. So I might be using this just to, you know, just cinch down something, to compress something to keep it together. I don't know, whatever. Maybe I'm using it with something like this, for example. So just something just as simple as that, just to keep it together, especially if I didn't have a Ranger band or whatever. I mean, this stuff right here is quite common. Get free, make it for free too. You know, I'm not saying it's gonna be a substitute for like paracord or anything like that. Ever, you know, obviously I ever have something like paracord, parachute type of cordage, and it's also another option though. Alright, now I'm gonna bring something else here. Pardon me here. Now everyone's familiar with these, any brand names I'm showing, it's just coincidence, but these kinda like, I'm trying to remember the terminology, the words here, but like these basic, like you would see it on like a lanyard that might come with like a digital camera, for example. So something like this right here. Everyone's familiar with these. You would put it on like a digital camera, basically, you know, wrist strap of sorts. Well, let me welcome both Michael Skinner and Valerie Williams into the live stream. Thank you for taking the time to drop in, both of you. And you guys get a big capital welcome. All caps. Val, you know what's going on. It's creation mode time. So anyways, coming back to what I was saying, these kind of... Now, oh, you might be like, you might not use these, or you substitute, take these off of whatever it came with, and might use something like their cordage for like, you know, bank line, something like that. Pardon me. And instead of tossing them necessarily right away, maybe use it for something else. Oops. So for example, maybe you're using it with nail clippers. So put it for your nail clipper, the hole for the nail clipper at the end, for example. If I can actually do it. Okay, I gotta bring it closer to me because I can't tell. Alright, there we go. So you would put it through, bring that in around through that opening, and pull it through. So you could do something like this. Maybe hang this or whatever. I don't know, by your bed, I don't know, or hang it in the washroom or whatever, wherever you put the nail clippers. You could do something like this if you want to. I know this is what I actually do with this one. And I just hang it off to the side that way. Pardon me. If you wanted nail clippers, it's already hanging on like whatever, right? It's ready to go. And of course, you know, you could probably hang this on whatever, right? Now I'm not worried about something like this so much because it's not weight bearing. I don't hold a lot of weight on it, so I don't per se need something as strong as like paracord or whatever, or parachute or type cord. Hey, thanks Riz for coming by, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the channel support, of course. Hey, speak of tea, I gotta go get my coffee here. Which is sitting right beside me, but I can't reach over. And remember to self, don't reach over with your, like, device in your hand and drop stuff on the ground. Especially a phone. Oops. So pardon that kind of sound there. Had to go get my coffee here. Cheers. So I'll show something quick right here. I probably won't actually create with this yet, but when I'm in creation mode, or even in discovery mode, or even problem solving, I always remember impossible is nothing. You know, until you try, you know, you never know. Yeah, sometimes you might fail, but then there's other times you might be like, hey, I can do this, I can do this, I can make this, I can create this, I can solve this problem. And there's something really magical about that. Like it's hard to describe that feeling where you're able to create or solve the problem on your own. And you're just like, or you improvise something and you're just like, hey, and that worked. And you might discover something new, learn something new that you didn't really see. It was outside the box, and you kind of went outside the box, or container in this case, and found a solution. Actually, since I'm here, this is actually a container that I got for free here. There's actually something in here. I actually have a magnet at the bottom, so it actually sticks. Oh, and you can tell. Ooh. So I'll just leave that on the screen for a sec here. Not right away. I'll just leave that on the screen for a sec here. I'm actually working on this right now. Currently, right now, it's got some fishing stuff in there. I'm not going to show the contents yet, but basically, it's just got stuff in there I'm working on. I'm considering this as a fishing kit. Not sure yet, because it's kind of big, but there's compartments in there and stuff like that, and I'm able to for me, let me put my YouTube magnet back on. I'm able to actually open up both sides, so I can get access to both sides of it. And I got some electrical tape around here. I've just been thinking about this because I was like, oh, maybe I can put some line around there or something. Unfortunately, this part right here is not wide enough to put tape, like standard tape width, and I'm not sure if it would handle the stress of having line on it, so I'm still trying it out. I mean, like, I'll show if you can see that I actually have some stuff in there, you know. Some fishing flies and stuff like that I made, barbless in this case, and some other stuff. Yeah, and some other stuff. Just stuff I'm working on. Let me put this back to the side here. Now, speak of containers here. Alright, I gotta make sure I don't drop this, because it's actually glass. Let me see here. Hey, welcome back, Val. Hey, it's Caribou Country Outdoors. Local Canadian. Oh, wait. Gotta welcome you. Wait. I should have it here. I should have it here. It should be right somewhere around here. Or I should have it around here. Wait. So let me welcome him with a special Canadian pin here. Yes, I actually have a Canadian pin. Ooh, check out this Canadian pin. Kind of small. Really small. Just something I have. Hey man, I appreciate your channel support. No matter how long you can stay up for, I appreciate it. Because, like I always say, minutes equals hours and hours equals days and days equal watch time. So I appreciate it very much. So, stay as long as you can. If you gotta take off, that's cool, man. It's cool. I understand. It's called the real world. I appreciate anyone that can swing by, especially on these live streams. Oh, wait, Val, wait. Who needs an Australian pin when I got a postcard? Which I've also shown in a mail call about this. And Val knows where this came from. I actually do have something Australian. I just cannot find it. And I haven't been able to locate it. But I'll try to find it so the next time you come in, Val, on the live stream, that'll be kind of like a prop. Or like a live stream prop. Alright, anyways, continuing on here. Here's another item that I... yes, exactly. Here's another item here. I gotta be careful because it's actually glass. I do not want to drop glass right now, because that'd be awful. But basically, and of course, any brand names or logos or whatever, it's just coincidence, but basically, I found this kind of glass, like it used to have a scented candle in here. And of course it came with a metal lid. So it's like a metal lid. Now I'm thinking about this metal lid to use for something, and I'm not sure yet. It is metal. It might fit over a can. I could use it as a lid for like a can or something, or maybe something similar. Obviously it fits over the glass. Now, I was like thinking about this for a sec here, this glass. I'm like, well, I got enough mugs and glasses. I probably don't per se need something like this to put liquids into. Now, what I might consider is melting some wax in here and making a candle. So I would take some wick and, get it down to the bottom, make sure it's stuck to the bottom, melt some wax into it and make a candle. Could do something like that. And since it comes with a lid, at least I can put out the candle. What I'll actually do right now is actually remove the sticker off of it. Now, if anyone's tried to remove stickers before off stuff, for whatever the reason is, one good way of removing a sticker, if it's hard to remove or whatever, I mean, this is also easy to remove right now, but try steam. Like from boiling water, like maybe you have a steamer or whatever, that works too. because it kind of loosens the adhesive of the sticker so you can easily remove it. Because I'm trying to remove it nicely here. as I try to remove it nicely here. Now also I removed the sticker nicely. But if it wasn't going, I could use something like steam to loosen it up. You know, it's funny. Apparently it says it's made in England. Go figure, hey? I didn't even realize that until I just saw the bottom of it. Just give me 1 second. I'm just checking on some messages real quick here. Leave it to everyone to like message CR when I'm on live. Just give me 1 second. Just clicking here. Yeah, exactly. Just give me 1 second here. Sorry about the delay on the creation mode here. I just randomly got like 5 messages. Just checking them just to make sure they're not, you know, high priority or important. Alright. Alright, I'm back here. Alright, just making sure everything's good. Okay. Anyways, back to creation mode, right? Where I'm here, I'm just getting a few examples here. So, lids. Let me just put all these lids here. So I got a bunch of lids here. Now these lids, you know, most, if not all of them, come from like bottles that you can recycle or return for deposit for money, for example, right? Now, these plastic ones, you know, it's possible to melt a bunch down, and some of them are high, I believe, HDPE, high density polyethylene type of plastic. So you can melt them down, and once you melt something down, recreate something, well, like make a mold or whatever, and you can make whatever shape. Now I haven't done that yet, some of these, but it's possible. And of course that applies to more than just a lid part. Now these could also be used, depending on the color or whatever, as a diffuser for a light source, for like a flashlight, which I've shown before too. So let me just grab a flashlight here. So I'll select something like that. So if I was actually for signaling purposes, or you know, maybe just for fun or whatever, tape this around. Obviously it's bigger than the flashlight in this case. You can see now, obviously that's pretty bright for what it is, and the brightness depends on the light source itself, but I can use this as a diffuser for something, you know, for signaling purposes, where you would spin it in a circle to make a halo of light, which can be seen for like, you know, long distances away, especially at nighttime. And the size of the halo just depends on how big you kind of extend it out. So you have some sort of line, like paracord, rope, bank line, etc., etc. You probably could do it with your headphones too if you needed to. You could spin that for scaling purposes if you deem that necessary. Now, these metal ones right here that I have right here. So now these usually come from like glass bottles. So, all right, Riz. I'll catch you later, man. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate that. So anyways, coming back to these metal ones, now usually, like I said, they come from like liquor bottles, something similar to that. Everyone's familiar with these, you see them all the time, or you might see them. Now, obviously, you can recycle or even potentially reuse the container part of it, which is cool. I would say you're, what's it called? Taking them in for deposit, so you get money out of it, right? You know, it's a common thing. You know what? And maybe you just leave the lids with them and whatever, right? But these lids, because they're metal, they're not, they're quite light, so they're not actually steel or anything like that. They're probably like aluminum because they're quite light, and they're not magnetic as far as I got a magnet by me, so they're not magnetic. But these could be used just like the candle that I just showed, holder that I just showed. These could be used to put candles into or make candles into. So if you wanted to make your like a homemade version of like a tea light candle, you could probably use something like this. Let me just grab a lighter here. Just for a size comparison here. Well, this is not a mini Bic. It's actually a Cricut lighter, but it's very similar in size, so you guys can kind of get an approximation on the size here. Now, another thing you can use these for is, and I've actually tried it before, is actually you could, with two of these, is actually put something inside like denim, jeans, right? And make char cloth out of, maybe even char punk wood if you want to. It's possible. Just poke a little hole at the top. I've done that before with solar thermal energy, concentrated solar thermal energy, but also you can do that with a heat source like a fire or something similar to that. Now, speak of fire, another thing you can do is actually make what I call hot candles. So basically, you would put your tinder inside of it, whatever it is. I don't know, con balls, dryer lint, jute twine, shredded jute twine, shredded cardboard. You know, the list probably goes on and on what you can put inside, as long as it's natural and it either takes a spark easily or it burns, so non-synthetic. You kind of make a hot candle out of these. I have a few of these that are hot candles. I also made a few candles too. So yes, you can make a little small candle from one of these. I'm not saying it would last that long or give a lot of heat, but honestly, you know, could be useful. Let me just put this away here real quick here. So I actually have these in a bin. I just keep them around because I do a lot of recycling and such, so instead of tossing these necessarily right away, I'm gonna try to reuse them and try to make candles out of them. Especially these wider ones, because they're actually just slightly narrower in like dimensions than a tea light, but I can use this like a tea light and, you know, do whatever I want with a tea light. especially if I was making a homemade type of candle with, you know, something like crayon or whatever. Take some wick from like whatever and go from there. And it's also possible with these to a certain degree to make like an oil type of candle, using oil for example, by having the putting two together and stick a little, poke a little hole, have your wick, have your oil, kind of make an improvised kind of oil candle. Now obviously it's not gonna last as long as something else, but it's a good option just in case, you know, just to keep in mind if need be, you know, whatever the situation is, you know, some sort of blackout or whatever, rolling brownout, I don't know, whatever, could be useful. I keep a few of these around in a bin just cause. Alright, let me get something else here. Alright, now I'll explain this part because, well, let's just say there's variations or different kinds of them, but now everyone's familiar with glow sticks, right? Now for the most part, glow sticks are definitely single use, various colors. You know, there's the bracelet kind, there are bigger ones, and such. And for the most part, disposable. People throw them out. It's, you know, after it's been used up for like that 6 to 12 hour range, you know, what do you use them for? Usually you toss them, right? Now, there's a few things you could actually potentially use these for if you wanted to, or in a jam or whatever, right? Now, first and foremost, again, especially if it's like a red, yellow, green color, you can actually, because they're in a translucent type of tube or whatever, like this one right here, you could, if just like what I showed earlier, use it like an improvised diffuser for your light, like this flashlight that I have right here, torch, you know, depending how you say it in your country or area. So torch, flashlight, whatever, right? You can kind of see the red in there. It used to be a red glow stick. So you can do something like that. Yeah, okay. Now, some of those bracelets, that glow stick type of bracelets, that you would wear like around your wrist, for example. Now, I don't have the example nearby because it's somewhere else right now, but I have actually done it before. Is actually, especially if you have like, especially those ones that have the like the bracelets that have the connector. Now, this is a little bit more tricky to do. And I probably wouldn't always do it like this because it takes a little bit of time, and you know, you gotta be quite safe with it. But usually what happens is everyone knows you're gonna break glow sticks, right? Well, basically what you're doing is breaking the glass on the inside, so the chemicals mix and, you know, combine together. The chemical reaction of whatever it is releases light, and hence you get a glow stick. And now these are also called chemlights. Now something like this, for example, like I said, you can make an improvised diffuser if you need it. Let's say you already spent the glow stick or whatever, for whatever reason, it could be used as an improvised diffuser. This hook part right here, I could clip that off, use it for something else. So let's pretend I do that. So I'm actually gonna do this. So let me take some scissors here. Just click that off. I clip off that hook part. This little hook part, yeah, it's pretty simple. I could use that for something else. Maybe I'm using it with like some sort of cordage or whatever. So coming back to this again, put it through here, through this hole right here, and and using it as a spot so I can hang something. Honestly, the little hook's kind of small. And there, coming back to the bracelet part, I don't have an example right here. I have a glow stick, but it's still not broken yet, so I'm not gonna break it just for the sake of the video or live stream. But if you remove the glass and the liquid inside, right, especially on those bracelets, especially the ones with the connectors, if you hollow it out, you can actually use it as a container for something. Now, with those bracelets, I've actually tried this before. You can actually fit a match inside. And I've actually tried it underwater to a certain degree, and it actually will keep the contents within it dry. Now, obviously this is not one of those bracelets, it's one of those hanging ones or whatever, right? I might be, I'm not gonna break this open right now because I don't want to spill everything, but I probably could use this, especially if I can find a way to put a lid on or whatever afterwards. Dump out all the contents. I mean, like, this wouldn't be so bad because it looks pretty liquidy. Dump out all the liquid out or whatever, safely, of course, right? I'm pouring it down the drain, but, using a garbage or whatever. And reuse the container for something else, especially if I had a light source and fit this, where I can nest it inside. So instead of taking this flashlight, if it actually did fit inside, I can actually cut that, remove the liquid, and use it as another light diffuser of sorts. So something like this. It's not like, it's not simple to do, but it's easy enough. Good way to reuse something if, you get a bunch of them. Instead of just tossing them. Especially for whatever. Now, the liquid on the inside, I have not been able to figure out how to reuse it yet. Because I actually have to do some more research on it. I'm pretty sure I'm not sure how the safety aspect of it, so I'm still working on that. Also, like, the glass is gonna be dangerous. I mean, like, it's broken glass, come on. It's a given, but anyways, enough about glue sticks. Now, the last thing I'm going to show here, because I'm already coming up to the top of the hour here, is I have no idea what this is. I have no idea what this is. Yeah, I know what it looks like, but it looks like some sort of cork, like, or plug for maybe something like wine, maybe something like you would put like vinegar in or something like that. It actually unscrews. I actually got this for free. It's because it has a price tag, but I got it for free. I've been thinking, what can I use this for? Let me open this up. So it's got the screw right here. I was thinking, oh, hey, maybe I can use it with like a walking stick. So I have like some sort of, spike, for example. Something I'm considering. Well, in a shoe, I don't know. I don't know what I would use this for. Yeah, I'm not sure what I would use it for. And like I said, there's a screw right here, so I could screw it into a piece of wood, for example, like a walking stick, and have a spiky part for walking purposes. Of course. So I know I said I would show something like for this, and I think I'm gonna actually save this for a different video for now. And I'll probably make another kit or store something else in here. I'm not sure yet. I used to have a fire kit in here, but that's changed out since I've updated something else. Another shoulder strap like bag that I have, which will probably appear in a different video again, or a live stream or whatever. So this will make another appearance somewhere else. And like I said, it's a Kotex tin. Yeah, I have a Kotex tin. So let me take the time and, pardon me, say special thanks to everyone that dropped in on this live stream. Riz, Val, Caribou Country Outdoors. I know Michael Skinner came in, and Huntsman Outdoors dropped by too. I want to say special thanks to those people that actually came by during the live stream. And you're catching the replay. You know, thanks for taking the time to watch a replay of this. Now, like always, stay tuned, because there's gonna be more creation mode, like always. So I'm always in creation mode. Sierra's always in creation mode, up to 98.6% of the time. Where was I here? No, actually, there'll probably be another live stream. I'm just gonna take a short break, regather my fonts again, reset it back up. It'll be another live stream. It won't be another creation mode time, but well, you'll see the title in an event notification for it. Well, Val, if you stick around, you can see the next live stream. It'll probably be within a shorter period of time, within the hour, give or take. You'll see no event notification like always. That's scheduled and stuff like that. The title will say it all. So, like always, it's time for that outro, right? So, as the world changes, so must oneself. To reach a new level of skill and knowledge, one must practice. A single person can't help everyone in this world. But one person in this world, regardless of gender, age, nationality, race, size, height, weight, body type, build, doesn't matter how muscular you are, how knowledgeable or smart you are, or your IQ level. Doesn't matter. One person can help someone in this world. And until the next video live stream replay for me, it's peace out from the guy that's 98.6% of the time in creation mode. CR, and I'll catch you next time, and take care. Thank you, everyone.